The economy is so bad that even the mob is doing layoffs. Episode 1 of The Penguin is finally here, and you know I was going to talk about it. What's up, everyone? My name is Fantastic Frankie, and I am here to be your Penguin guide if you're watching the show or if you're interested in it. Spoilers if you haven't seen episode 1 of The Penguin. I can honestly say that I thought that I was going to be a Sophia rider through and through, but let me tell you, Oz won me over. The story picks up recreating the iconic scene of him looking over Gotham, and it immediately sets the stage for the division in class. We hear on the news stations that it's only the poor neighborhoods that were affected by the Riddler's attack, and that theme of class is highlighted throughout the entire episode, starting with the intro with my boy Alberto. I know as a comic book reader, I thought that he was going to be cowardly and scared and just this like brat, but within the 5 minutes that we get Alberto, he lets us know that he is intelligent, he's fierce, and he has a plan. This cold open is so incredible because the power dynamics continue to shift. First, Alberto has the upper hand because he catches Oz with the jewels. Then Oz has the upper hand because he gives him drugs. Then Alberto starts roasting this man to the point where before it happened, I was like, Oz gotta shoot him because he can't be talking to him like this. Especially when he stood up and was talking shit to his face, you gotta shoot him. Called him broke, ugly, told him his dreams were dumb. Like, what are we talking about here? That being said, I loved this character and I would have liked to see him interact with the Penguin more, which we still may see. We may see it in flashbacks. And he helped characterize Oz in so many ways. Because when Alberto first confronts him, Oz immediately goes into fix-it mode. He starts calling him boss. He starts to say things to help him get his trust. And we see Oz try to weasel his way into like this source of wisdom. Like, I could tell that Oz wanted to be this man's second hand. But what was best about this scene is after Oz shot him, he realized that that plan that he had set up that would have been so cozy and easy just went to shit. Either way, I'm gonna miss this character. Justice for Alberto. I'm so sad he's gone. I always see this argument with Batman beating up henchmen that these people are just trying to feed their homes and it's so easy to fall into crime in Gotham. This show is definitely playing into that idea. When Penguin goes to work, it looks like he's at a tech startup. The way that he interacts with his employees is almost as if he's talking about UX design and not filling the streets with a powerful drug, which I actually have, by the way. I got it at an event. I don't know. I'm not going to try it, but I can see why someone would. Anyway, they did such a great job at showing on how normal it could feel being a criminal and living just in the underworld. Also in this scene here, you told me this was Succession and Oz just got fired from a company that he worked at for 40 years, I would believe you. Complete with HR standing and doing all the talking and the boss not caring, and then him getting frustrated that he was fighting for his job. I was like, this fucking play about us. And they put the cherry on top by introducing us to the character of Vic. It's clear that Penguin took Vic under his wing because he felt bad for him. He meets him immediately after being disrespected by Alberto, and he's stuttering, and Penguin can empathize with having some sort of disability. So he sees himself in this young man. And that's why even though this poor boy is traumatized in the car, we see Oz trying to connect with him, right? Talking about where they're from, complimenting the air freshener, even talking about food that they love. Side note, the most New York part about Oz was him talking about, oh, what block you from? And then also trying to see what food areas he eats at. And then ending the scene with them going to his bodega and getting their slushies. Well, I do not want this debate of where Gotham is supposed to be because at least this Matt Reeves version is clearly New York. This area right here is Myrtle Avenue in Brooklyn. If you go, this place is a bodega. Right over there is a Checkers. It's delicious right next to the Wingstop. Get a little bit of weed and then get you some wings. It's a beautiful place to be, but also a terrifying place to be, which ironically enough has a drug problem with something called K2, which turns the people into what we call zombies, synthetic marijuana, and it's terrible. And it's so on theme that they would pick this area. I'm going into a heavy rant because I love New York and this is so New York. Back to Vic. Vic shows how easy it is to fall into a life of crime. Home was lost in the flood. That act of desperation put him on a journey journey from stealing hubcaps to desecrating a corpse within 24 hours and then getting feedback from his boss about it like he was talking about an essay or a website. And it's not lost on me how this story mirrors the one between Bruce Wayne and Jason Todd. And I think that's to frame Penguin as the hero of the story. Not a hero, but of the story, he is the hero. And let me tell you, it's convincing. I said earlier, I did not think that I would root for Oz, but the relationship with Vic makes him so endearing that I want him to win. That and the fact that every conversation that Oz has with someone, they are talking down on him, including his mother. We see clear signs of dementia during their small interaction. The one moment that she is lucid, it's to call him a pussy boy. This poor man. This small scene told me everything I needed to know about his relationship with his mother. Alberto said, give this necklace to your girl. He was telling him to give it to someone you're sleeping with, and he gave it to his mother. And that's after he met up with the girl that he was sleeping with. Peep that pep talk put him on the path to make the decisions that he needed to make. I'm gonna wrap up this recap talking about my girl, Sophia. Even though I'm rooting for Oz, she is my favorite character. I love that all the men are tense around her, and yet they still try to shield her from things. Just so on the nose for men in general. She is a killer that was so bad that they put her in Arkham next to the domestic terrorist, the Riddler, the Joker. I don't know what he did, but he looks scary. And all I see happen throughout the episode is people gaslighting her. In her first scene, she's there to press Oz, and her employees are like, oh, Sophia, don't worry. Like, we're just talking to him, relax. And she's right. Follows that hunch for the rest of the episode, and everyone's trying to make her seem like she's crazy. The tragic part is, yes, she is a little unhinged, but she's not wrong. Even in the final scene when that car pulls up, see the security guards try to stop her from seeing what's in that car, which is ironic because not 1 minute earlier, she shot a child in the head. All of her interactions with men were making me itch. But that's how good the writing is. I absolutely love it. I already told y'all this show was gas, and I am just so happy that you guys get to see that. Don't worry, I'm going to do more breakdowns about her and Vic and the dynamics of Gotham, but I'm going to go ahead and give this episode 5 out of 5 Frankie Flames. Come on. Did you think it'd be anything else?